Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Drink in the Style, brought to you by the District Edina, as well as Habitation Design. I'm your host, Gregory
rustic Italian lifestyle, where that's a portion of it, yes, but a lot of it is more of the modern, streamlined, the timeless, the contemporary, the modern, which I think a lot of people don't realize is prevalent in Italy and what comes out of Italy as products. But yeah, just like Abby said, it's timeless. It's beautiful. It's a kitchen is a work of art in Valcocine. I mean, it's streamlined. It's cohesive. It's thought out thoroughly. It's a beautiful. It's furniture, is what it is. It's not just cabinets. It's furniture.
It's a great point. It is. And you're right. I mean, the two types, I mean, Tuscan was so popular for so long. And I mean, it has its place. I'm not going to diss Tuscan design.
But that's just a portion.
Exactly. But it does tend to be, I mean, I guess it's kind of like America, if you think about it. You've got like your farmhouse on one side, and then you've got kind of your newer, more contemporary look on the other. And maybe more in America, transitional in between. But for Italians, it tends to be either one or the other, because you may as well choose a side. Italians are really good at choosing a side. What about colors? Having just gotten back from Italy, what are the color palette trends that you're seeing?
Of course, the Midwest, we are still in a comfort zone. So to get away from those whites and grays and but also the trend is kind of going for more of that bold look. So we're looking at more of the dark colors, the blacks,
which I'm very fond of. If anyone's watching us on Facebook or YouTube, we're broadcasting out of my office, and the walls are, Carl, what is the color?
Oh, what is the name of this?
Greg Soul Black, I believe.
I'm blanking. French Beret. I think it's
French Gray.
French Beret.
Beret. Oh, yes, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
And it is. It's dramatic. We need some drama. I cut you off, Abby. I'm so sorry. So moving towards more dramatic colors.
Yes. So, Valcocine always has their bold colors. So the orange and the reds and the greens, they're vibrant, right? But of course, it's always a conversation, and it's always trying to get, and I've had clients come in and say, well, I don't know if I'm comfortable with going with that bold of a color. And then they look down and then they see themselves in like this bright green.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's just, and then they're like, oh, well, I guess I am into it. Right. It's just about a conversation. And
it is. But I mean, a lot of things that you see, like if you look at some of the major catalogs and design and things that come through, not the magazines, not our, architecture and the Architectural Digest, but the catalogs that you see are generally very homogenous in what's being presented, and people are now conditioned to believe that that is the hallmark of, and the only option for quote unquote good taste is having something that is very flat as a palette. And I think people are finally starting to wake up to bringing in some more colors and some more drama in a space. And you guys are perfect for that, because the Italians know it better than anyone.
Yeah, and they know how to bind the design together, right? So there's pocket door pantries that have the interior a walnut, right? And when you close it, you don't see the walnut, but you have an island that has the accent of walnut. It's just beautifully done. So.
The details that bespeak a word? Bespoke was. I'm going with bespeak. Nim's giving me the thumbs up on that one.
And the customability too. I mean, everything is so custom.
Yes. So we can, of course, customize some of the pieces. We can't, of course, because they're newer designs like the Logica Celata. That is a new system, but it's a beautiful design that fully encloses the kitchen. But by just the wave of your hand, it opens up. And that is actually the kitchen that we're designing into the Panama project. So sorry to jump the gun on that. But.
No, but it is. We call it a segue, and you did it beautifully. So let's talk about that. So this kitchen, this has sensors that are built in against a wall. And essentially the wave of your hand is going to roll everything back, correct?
So they, of course, for ease of assistance, they have introduced counterweight balances into the system, and now they're adding technology into the kitchen. So yes, so this V motion, which is their logo on just their glass panel. It looks like a glass wall, but you wave your hand over that logo and the door gently and quietly goes up and
So sexy.
exposes your kitchen. And yes.
It's nice to have an exposed kitchen if it's worth exposing.
Yes. Yeah.
It is true. It's amazing. The Italian concept of blending functionality and style is another tremendous aspect that it's taken a lot. I mean, it's not common, put it that way, and you need a particular aesthetic skill to make that happen. Agreed?
Agreed. And testing. So
indeed.
For they want it to be timeless, as just not only in aesthetics, but in time as well. So they design a kitchen that will last generations. So
right, it's exactly right. I mean, we'll say a Ferrari. I mean, seriously, has there ever been a Ferrari anybody would say no to? I mean, literally everyone that's ever been produced is a work of art. Lamborghinis, of course. Oh, and by the way, I get to use one of my obscure bits of knowledge. Abby, do you know what Frank Sinatra said about Ferraris and Lamborghinis?
No.
He said a Ferrari is what you get when you want to be someone. A Lamborghini is what you get when you are someone.
Nice.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you very much. We have an applause track that you can put in on that. Okay, excellent. So going back to the motion access. So these are walls that are glass that are going to roll up or sideways. Are
Yes.
these like Italian barn doors, or are these like windows that are opening?
So imagine it as kind of like a garage door, how it pulls up. There's two panels that go and kind of retract up, but do not come in front of the kitchen, right? So it just gently goes up and away, right?
Okay.
And then the lights turn on, and they have, of course, thought all those details out. So
Can only imagine. What color palettes are we going for with that?
As far as the cabinets and
yes,
we're going dark and moody because
Are we?
there's a ridiculous amount of natural light in this house. There's windows everywhere. It is a huge space and open concept, so we're going dark and moody.
How about red? Are you putting in
Nope,
much red?
we're not doing any red.
Okay, secret behind the scenes. Carl hates the color red.
I do.
I know. I know. It's one of our.
I love pink and I love watermelon and I love all different it's stop sign red that it makes me want to murder.
It should be noted, if no one knows, Carl is a ginger, and ironically, if you expose him to the sun for more than 35 seconds, he turns red at any point.
Yeah.
But we have different philosophies on this, because I once heard an interior design philosophy that said you have to sprinkle red through design, because subconsciously red represents berries and fruits and things like that, which your amygdala takes as reassurance of security and food to be found.
That's BS.
Carl, why do you hate the color red?
I just it's a visceral thing. I don't know. I can't explain it. I am such a stickler about color because of my background in having to literally color match old stucco at a previous employer, and I had to literally come up with the color formula and the tinting amounts to find the exact color. And I love all color, but red is just, I don't know, it's just internal. I hate it. But red actually makes you hungry. So there's a big trend in the 90s where everyone was painting their dining rooms and their areas red in their house, and all hated it because they were overeating, because they would see that and then start eating.
Really?
Yes.
My first daughter.
Screw red.
No, all right. We're gonna fight out that before I tell you that story. I mean, even looking over here in my office, seeing the Aperol being a shade of red, orange red, if you will, it somehow kind of makes it pop a little bit. I've got speakers that I came within a hair's breadth of ordering in bright red. They're Italian or they're CAF speakers. I don't know where they come from. And I was going to do it if for no reason other than to irritate the hell out of Carl. But then I realized that they'd probably
irritate
find
the
my
hell out of
body
Carl.
on the floor being beaten to death by a red speaker. But I don't know. I do kind
Red.
of like
I will use red if a client desires to, or if it's a color that they like or whatnot. But it's just something that I like my spaces to be comforting and, I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel solitude in, and that can be in a super modern setting or it can be in a very traditional setting. It doesn't matter. And red is just something that instantly sparks so much emotion that it's not calming. It's not friendly. It wants to hurt you.
that's orange.
So-
But you're right.
No, see, I love orange. I have an orange
See,
sectional.
That makes no sense
I
because
know.
orange is supposed to be the color of anger. I mean,
But
red.
It's
Yes,
it's
but-
more tangerine. It's not like bright orange. So it just colors are, and color affects everyone very, very differently. So
Indeed.
Very true.
Abby, what about you? Do you share Carl's hatred of red?
I see that it's dramatic, right? So if you put in red, you have to figure out how it syncs with
mhm.
everything around.
Because otherwise it will drown everything out. I
Exactly.
mean, that's
Yes.
absolutely true. So it must be used carefully and wisely, but it has its place.
Not in a coastal modern retreat. So
We can't win.
we can be done
Nim,
with
can
that.
you help me in any way on this? Can you throw me a bone?
I love red, but like you said, it's got to like accent things. But it can be overdone. So
Yeah.
I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yep.
We actually, all right, I will say, we painted my older daughter Sophia's entire nursery red when she was first born.
Wow.
Murder
All
baby?
for
What's wrong with
one.
you?
My theory was that she came out of the womb, which was probably red. So this is a transition that she will appreciate.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
no. There's like studies that showed like painting yellow and bright primary colors in your kids can cause ADHD.
Wow.
Well, what were we talking about? Yeah, no, I mean, it is, I know, but it seemed like a good theory and I followed it
Like
through.
major behavioral issues.
Anyway, she's up for parole next Tuesday, so I'm really excited. All right, I guess we won't solve the red question right now.
Yeah.
And we should probably take a quick break. And then we're going to come back. We're going to talk more about the specific Panama project. We're going to talk more about Dom and Val Cucine. Doesn't that sound fairly good?
Yeah,
Thank
sounds
you.
excellent.
I appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Drink. The hell's the name of my show again? This is Drink in the Style. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Have another drink. We'll be ready for you. See, now, normally in the old days when we recorded in the studio and before we made Johnson come here and set everything up, we had the music in the headphones. So you'd have the intro music, the outro music. It felt a little easier. And I'm still talking into the microphone. Although we're broadcasting now on YouTube. And did we tell you that?
That's fine with me.
Excellent. Says the model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little awkward. But all right. How'd that go?
Excellent. Yeah.
All right. I could use another drink.
Yeah.
If you go where? Sorry. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My color that I don't know if I like is purple, but also it's calming. But yeah, purple, it's hard
Purple.
to.
There's
Design
sure
that in.
there's like what people call grape, that
Mhm.
primary purple color. I hate it.
Yeah.
But I love like the deep violets and like the deep amethyst color and
Yeah.
like that kind of
Sure.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Vikings purple?
No.
Nope.
And it's not because I don't like Vikings.
I like very saturated colors. I don't like primary colors.
Fair. I mean, that actually, knowing you as well as I know you, I know Carl pretty well. Been working together for 9 years almost. At this.
Excellent.
I think we've been saying 8 for a while. I think we're close to 9. Don't you have your anniversary coming up?
I've been with Dom Interiors for 9 years, so yeah,
Have you?
yeah.
Oh yeah, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yeah.
that 16 when we opened? 2016?
It was 15.
Was it?
I think we opened in 15, fall of 2015.
Have to look. Yes, please. Thank you.
And then you started before because I was so far behind build out schedule.
Yes.
Shout out to Steve Cool. He was our contractor at the time. Good guy. Liked him a great deal. Not the most efficient builder.
Well, you also drank with him constantly in your office, so you kind of had part to blame on that.
I accept that.
Distractions. But it's all about communication with that builder, though.
Yes.
So maybe you had good communication.
2015. So
We did have communication. We were
Good.
buddies for quite a while
Yeah.
thereafter and things. The difference is this with me. I can get stuff done when I'm drinking. There aren't a lot of people who can.
Yeah.
I can too. So let's have a happy hour sometime.
yes.
Another time, right?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And let's get Dom to move over to the district to dine out. Thank you so much.
I told Brian that when I first met you, you asked me, and I said, "Yeah, I have a location." I think they've been there since the location here in Minneapolis popped up. So
Yep.
that was back in 1998 or something like that. So
Yep.
I think it'll be hard. It'll be hard to pull away.
And there are a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I know Rome opened.
I guess winter of 2023. So
Okay, so it'll be there.
yeah.
Is there still uprising fury and anger about it?
Well, there was a couple. So they overlap. Like Tacchini, we represent furniture lines that they represent as well. But and I know that few, not to name drop, but there were a couple other showrooms that kind of were not okay with that because they're just trade only, right? So if someone comes in and offers the same thing and can give it to the client direct, that of course.
Well, it was it's the opposite of what IMS was.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
they were never retail.
Yeah.
Everything was to the trade.
But since I've been there, we've always been, we can work directly with the client as well. We have returning homeowners that have multiple homes.
And I think that's also
Yeah.
been normal in the kitchen and building aspect of IMS, but it's more of the furnishings and the retail and that aspect of it where I see the major frustration.
Yeah.
Because if I have a furniture showroom and I have how many different lines, but I only sell to the trade, now I have a potential customer coming in to shop at Rome who can just buy directly without having a designer. It
really cuts.
Well, and it's going to be really
cuts the throat of the designer.
yes,
Too.
and it's
So-
also going to be really confusing to
Sorry
consumers.
for being morbid on that one. But the throat.
No,
But,
because how are consumers going to know? Oh, I can only buy directly from this one place.
right.
You know what I mean? They're going to go to a different furniture showroom
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh, how much is this?" And they're going to be like, "Retail's this, but I can't sell it to you." And they're going to be like, "Well, why?" Like it's going to be.
So for us, I of course brought it up to Brian, the owner of the company, and I should probably name drop him on this podcast, but if I haven't already. But I brought it up that we do overlap a couple furniture lines, and he said, "I don't care." Our focus, our main lines are, the kitchens. So it's inevitably going to bring us more business. So he just said more traffic, more exposure.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Are they going to be open on the weekends?
I hope so, because I loved the Saturdays. I can just pop over right to this farmer's market and pick up what I need. And then, and I still meet on the weekends with my clients. So I let them in at the front door and it's just quiet, right?
Yeah.
It's just, so hopefully they do, but we'll see.
Yeah.
See, going back to the Rome thing, I would, and tell me if you agree with this. Here, if I were a designer, and I'm not a designer, right? I don't.
I don't really know much about you. So, yeah. Good.
If I was a designer, the thing that would frustrate the hell out of me, as I say on the show all the time, it's a matter of you guys are looking at a holistic room, right?
Mhm,
You're not, I mean, you're not a designer and looking at the chair. Do I like that chair? Yeah. Do I like that table? Yeah. You're not thinking other than the very basic level. When
Yep.
right, I am ready when you are.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get my stopwatch started. And I'll give us like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Will be music, and we'll be going again with some Italian music. I'll send you some.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll do some kind of like 60s Italian techno, pre-techno.
60s pre-Italian techno. Okay.
No, 60s Italian pre-techno.
Oh, pre-techno. Okay. Yes.
All right, we'll give it 10 seconds and then we'll get started. And again, no, this is a little awkward about that, but imagine something cool and funky going on.
Cool music indeed. Yes. All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. Yep.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Drink in the Style. I'm your host, Gregory Rich from Habitation Design, being sponsored by the District Edina, which is a fabulous location. If you haven't checked it out quite yet, you need to stop by. You can view Pustuli kitchens and baths, no offense, Abby, Satori, 9 Mile Gallery, Habitation. And chances are, if you stop into Habitation and ask to see me, I'll pour you a shot of something, whatever you'd like. And you can tell me how much you enjoy this show. You can also tell me how much you enjoyed the show by giving it a 5-star rating on iTunes or what other social media or podcast things matter. Nim, what other podcast things matter these days?
Spotify matters, definitely.
Okay.
Apple. Whatever.
Of course.
they got.
I still use iTunes, and it's Apple Podcasts,
Yeah, I
right?
think it is. Apple Podcasts. I'm trying to think of. I think Google even has a podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, it's still going to be iTunes to me, but then again, I like to put things in front of like the Facebook and other things that make me ancient. All right. So let us take a moment. We have been dancing around this quote unquote Panama project. And again, this is going to be a part of our show going forward. We're going to have Carl on every week to talk about progress, what he's looking at, what he's selected. We'll follow those up with social media postings, which will be on what platforms, Nim?
It'll be on Instagram and Facebook.
And what is the Instagram at Habitation? Is it
Habitation_design. I believe.
Yes, Habitation Design. But did you also want it on Drink in the Style?
I do. I
Yeah.
do want it on Drink in the Style as
Instagram for
well.
that Jackie does, but yes.
Okay, fabulous. So bottom line is you're going to be able to see it on either District, Habitation, or Drink. And then specifically, since we're dropping social media, etc., Abby, where do people see the work that Dom does?
Yeah. So Instagram at Dom Minneapolis. So it's DOM_MPLS. We do have our main Instagram page that is run by our New York office. Of course, they're fabulous as well. I'll shout out Brian is the owner of the company.
Hello,
And-
Brian. When are you coming to town?
Yes.
Swing by the District.
We will have to go out to eat. Yeah.
I would look
He
forward to
really
it.
liked Spoon and Stable the last time we came in. So if you
Really?
have any recommendations, of course he does like Italian style. So
Tragically, this is Minnesota. And there aren't a lot of Italians.
there are some out in St. Paul though.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
I feel like I'm living on the wrong side of the city.
For
but-
food, honestly, I would say so. I mean,
Yeah.
food, downtown Minneapolis has great hot cuisine, if you will, but everything beyond that, again, it's kind of like, salt's an exotic spice. But on the east side of the cities, you've got some really good restaurants that, I guess it's a matter of what you're looking for.
Right.
All right.
But
Moochies.
if you wanted to find us on Facebook, we're Dom Interiors Minneapolis. So that is
Dom
our-
Interiors Minneapolis, and again, it's DOM. Any hyphens, slashes?
no hyphens, no slashes
All
on
one.
Facebook. So yeah.
All right, guys, you got to go check that out because honestly, they do some of the most, well, again, I'm going to use the word sexy designs that you're possibly going to find anywhere in the Twin Cities. So
The showroom is very beautiful.
Oh, it is. It is. All right. So, Carl, let's begin our new segment, the Panama Project segment. Tell our listeners from the ground up exactly what's happening.
Okay, so I and Habitation have been hired by our client to do all of the finished selections, furnishings, lighting, pretty much anything aesthetic that goes into this beautiful 13,000 square foot new build. Construction or excavation has not started yet. House in Panama. It is the first open air concept house in Panama, which is really hard to believe.
Right.
And if you don't know what that means, it's pretty much where you have kind of these nano glass walls that you can open up, and your indoor living space now becomes or attached to your outdoor living spaces. So when the climate is right, when the weather is good, when it's not too humid, you can open up your entire house and just have a beautiful breeze running through your home. It is 3 levels, technically. The lower level, I will call it, actually, you drive a ramp down underground, and that is where the parking garage is. You walk through where the 3-story glass atriums start. So technically you're underground, but this is where the atriums start. We're going to be craning in palm trees. It's going to be epic. And these atriums run all the way stacked up through the whole build of the house. So parking garage, storage, his tackle room, because he's a deep sea fisher. All the mechanics are down there. You walk in between these 2 atriums. You enter the home. His wonderful live-in staff quarters. So she has her own bedroom, kitchen, laundry area, bathroom. Down there to the right, he has this great golf simulator area.
Yes.
Very, very fancy. Hit the ball, rolls down, goes under the floor, pops back up on a tee. So you don't even have to bend over.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that.
That's the newest edition. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you walk up the stairs. You're at the main level of the house, or where your main door to come in. He has a wraparound driveway that drops you right off at the front door. We're going to be doing this amazing sculpture at the very front of the house, potentially the Phillips bull or horse or jaguar. We don't know yet. More to come.
Have we given up on the lion?
He's given up on the line.
All right, fair enough.
It's too big, actually. Doesn't fit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
So you walk up the stairs. Mind you, there are wading pools all around the house. Not that you swim in. They are just strictly aesthetic. They're only like 6 inches deep. But you walk right by one when you walk in the front door. You walk in, again, right as you walk in, you have those 2 glass atriums on either side of you. So you're walking into the house and walking into a jungle. Keep going. Straight ahead of you is the main living area, main dining area, main kitchen area, which is where the Valcachina kitchen will be proudly placed.
Because he's got what, 3 kitchens?
4 technically.
4 kitchens.
Because there's Carmen's kitchen in the lower level. There's the main Valcachina beautiful kitchen that is for show. Right next to it is a chef's kitchen that is all behind closed door and commercial grade appliances. And then he does have a little kitchenette upstairs on his level.
Wow.
So anyways, you walk out, or next to the kitchen is where you can open the glass doors and walk out to the outdoor TV lounge bar area.
Mm-hmm.
You walk across the pavers. Which is the outdoor kitchen and dining. He is a big barbecue fan, being an Australian man. So crazy state-of-the-art hoods and grills and barbecues and pizza ovens and anything you can think of. So that's, and then behind that is the 80-foot pool. So that runs the whole distance of the exterior of the house.
It is going to be absolutely breathtaking. And
Yes.
this is being designed by a renowned Latin American, South American architect.
George Moreno is his name. George Moreno and Partners is the architect firm. Very selective on the projects and clients that he takes on a year. I think he only does about 5 projects a year.
Then you have to interview with him.
Yes, you do. Quite modern, obviously. But then we forgot upstairs. So then you can either go up the stairs or the elevator. Main level also has powder room and 2 guest bedrooms, bathrooms, and closets on the other side of the house. Then you go upstairs, and this is just his level, we call it. You walk up, it is his office. You walk next to his closet, and then you turn the corner, and it is his main living quarters. You walk in, the primary bathroom is quite large with a 7 by 7 foot shower. Walk in, no glass, doesn't matter any glass, all open concept.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful freestanding tub in the middle of the bathroom that's centered on the window that looks outside. 2 large, very big vanities. The concrete center, which is what he calls it, which is the cosmetic area, which someone must sit down and put on their makeup, but he calls it the concrete area, like you put concrete on your face. And then he walks through the bedroom or through the hallway, and then that is his main bedroom area. That is obviously his bed, and he also has another living room setup. And then you walk through, and he also has a rooftop area that has some outdoor spaces off of that as well.
It is going to be absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
And now you're heading down to Panama next month, correct?
Correct.
To check out the site
Yep.
and start working through that.
Yep.
By way of Miami, we're going to stop and take a look at some additional pieces for it. But you brought up one comment or something that we should talk about as well, vis-a-vis Dom Interiors, and that is closets.
Yes.
Okay. Abby,
Mhm.
you guys do amazing closets, correct?
Yes,
All
with
right.
the line Rimadesio.
Okay.
And once again, a very internationally known for their sustainability, very custom closet. So we can do up to 10 feet with these custom doors. They've introduced, of course, they like their aluminum and glass,
Mhm.
but we've introduced leather, fabrics, faux leather, or it's a faux leather. It's not
Mhm.
real. But
Leather is
vegan
what we
leather.
called for a
Yeah.
period of time.
yeah, but they have ceramic. They've introduced also wood, but I don't think we're going to be doing wood in this home. So I think glass is where it's at.
Yes.
Yep.
Specifically for this project, I believe we're doing the cover closet, which is very flexible in terms of the elements that go into it. So when you think about wardrobes, you think about the doors, you think about the lighting, you think about the inner elements.
Mhm.
All of those three elements hang off of these uprights. So it's a very highly engineered system that doesn't actually touch the back wall. So it's
floating.
basically floating. So we can do a freestanding unit as well, and just have the sides finished with glass and the back finished with glass. But in this case, I think we're doing an L shape, and in terms of flexibility, again, we can add to it later. We can adjust the components around if we needed to. Of course, life-changing events like even the pandemic, right? People are working
It'll
from
never
home.
happen. Don't worry.
People are usually, used to going into the office, and then all of a sudden working from home and wearing more sweats. So flexibility of adjusting those components, moving them around is really beautiful with this system as well. So
It's fabulous. And so you're doing kitchens, you're doing closets. I mean, you do everything soup to nuts in general, but
Mhm.
you, as someone who has been at Dom for a tremendous amount of time,
yes.
on a relative scale, of course. I mean, again, look at the gray beard. Time is very different to me. But when you approach these types of things initially, did you have a predisposition towards kitchens initially, or do you apply the same design concepts between kitchens and closets?
It is using a different part of your brain.
Right?
It is. So
Mhm.
when we work in kitchens, of course, when we're shifting into closets, it does take a little bit. Well, this client seems to be pretty easy, and he hangs a lot of the elements or is
Mhm.
close. So
Yep.
it's actually going to be easier process. But in terms of how the dimensions, right, and making sure that you're going. Well, I guess it does lead into the kitchen as well, the reachability and the elements. If you can hang that hanger, or if you need a an assist as well. We have those, what are they called? The retractable components. I don't know exactly off the top of my head now, but
put you on the spot and suddenly, no, it goes without saying.
But yeah. So and for me, it takes a little bit to shift gears back in designing a closet, but it's similar to the furniture aspect. So we go in like furniture. So it's not, there's no cutting. We design it specific for the space.
Everything is completely custom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, again, it's why
And it's breathtaking. It's sexy. It's you walk into that closet and you're just like, I could live in here. Like
it's weird, isn't
beautiful. Like I don't even want to put my clothes in there because the closet fixtures itself.
I'm gonna need a better wardrobe.
So yes, like I'm gonna need all designer clothes to match this beautiful closet.
Steve's gonna start coming in. He's gonna be dressed beautiful Italian suits every time he arrives, just because he can't defile the closet. Yeah. I should point out that our mystery client is going to be on the show in the next few weeks. So we're specifically not mentioning just because I'm building the drama associated with him, but he is going to be a delightful guest.
Yes.
And frankly, I'm going to get him seriously lubed before we start the show because he's a delight when he's drinking too.
Excellent.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
need the beat button a lot more.
Johnson,
Johnson, be ready.
you're earning your keep that week, unquestionably so. But all right, so okay, back to Abby. Thank you for being on the program and watching us create a radio show.
Yeah.
I want to know this: other than the motion, the motion, what do you even call it? The motion moving walls, motion system.
It's called the Logica Chelada.
The
So
Logica Chelada.
Valcocine likes to use special elements. So, and it's about designing with those elements, right? So, and that's going along the lines of how you function in your kitchen. So, but the identifier of a Valcocine kitchen is that aluminum frame that with the 5-millimeter door front, which is glass in this case. But we could do wood, we could do lacquers, we could do laminates, we could do the precious metals and marbles even now. But it's backed with that aluminum frame. So it's about 75% less material being used compared to a custom cabinet.
Really?
Yes.
Again,
Yeah.
back to the sustainability.
Exactly.
Doing well while or doing good while doing beautiful.
I want to also mention, and I know we only have a few minutes. Talk about the lighting inside. So you
So
can
there's-
swipe it and it changes the color if you want the color.
Are you kidding?
That's
No,
awesome.
yeah. But also talk about the circadian rhythm.
Yeah, so the circadian rhythm is important. They, of course, the Italians love to make sure that your body is awake in the morning. So they care about that blue light, that cool light in the morning, and then that warm light in the evening, just to kind of relax the body. So that circadian rhythm is within this kitchen. So you can set the time of day wherever you are in the world, and it changes throughout the day.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? I mean, and then beyond that, so you've set that, you've got your baseline of a circadian rhythm lighting program, and then you've got the ability to change the background color based on what
Having a
event.
party, turn it purple.
Exactly.
Just by
Yeah.
waving the hand.
Just by waving the hand. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Am I allowed to say this is not a house for an epileptic?
It doesn't strobe. There's no strobe lights.
And they also are conscious of what is functional. So they do have that prep light that is not going to be interrupted by your head. It's going to be within on top. So when you're cooking or when you're prepping in your kitchen, you can have that light on. But when you're entertaining and having that amazing red or orange or blue or green light on, you can have it as more of an ambient and then turn that prep light off.
It's just
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. You guys, this is going to be one of the most impressive projects that we've had done out of the Minneapolis area, I think, in a very long time. And we're going to make sure that we have as much visual postings as we possibly can. And you can go to Dom Interiors, see their Instagram. You can go to Habitation. You can go to the district. But probably the best place to simply start is drinkinthestyle.com. And we will have links to Dom, to all of these things. And you can really explore everything. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have drunk our way through yet another episode. On behalf of Habitation Design and the District Edina, I would like to wish everyone good luck this week, and I'll finish with a quote from philosopher Erich Fromm. It takes a moment to tell someone you love them. It takes a lifetime to prove it. Good luck, everybody.
There we go.
Look at that, 1947,
I
plenty
know.
of time. Jesus, it's like I've done it before. All right, Andy, what did you think?
I loved it. Thank you. No, it was excellent. I appreciate. Yeah.